Now then, people, welcome back to another episode of the Daily Leeds. As you can see, we are in new surroundings. I'm like a kid at Christmas. I absolutely love it. I'm not going to lie to you. And today is, of course, Saturday, the 7th of August, not July, of August. Sorry, as you know, I'm putting all this content out, doing these live streams, and I'm a very tired boy. So from time to time, I do get it wrong. My apologies. You guys were giving me stick in the comments. It's all love, though. It's all love. As you can see, this is what we've got. It's over there. On today's episode, we've got plenty of Villarreal chat, transfer updates, a big Dan James update as well. Okay Yokuslu, Adolfo Gaich, Manchester United chat, and of course, any other news concerning Leeds United in and around Elland Road and Thorp. So let's get straight into today's video. So guys, of course, Villarreal, we're going to start with that. We play Villarreal tonight in our final pre-season friendly. I will be doing a watch along for that game. Not only that, you're going to get 2 live streams today as well. I've got one going live at 3 o'clock. Myself and a couple more Leeds fans, some very special guests will be joining us just to discuss everyone's thoughts. I wanted to get other people's opinions on how pre-season's gone, how the transfer window's gone. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and get the notification bell smashed, because of course you're going to be able to watch that video and you will never miss a beat. You will always know when we have gone, or I have gone live, so make sure you do that. But yeah, it's our final pre-season game against Europa League winners. Let's not forget they beat Manchester United in that Europa League final. Unai Emery has the beating over Marcelo Bielsa. I think he's beat him on 3 occasions. We still don't know where the venue is. It's still behind closed doors. I'm not privy to where it is yet, so we'll have to wait and see. But one thing's for sure, it's going to provide another stern test. And to be honest, we're probably going to lose the game, right? So don't lose your heads if we do, okay? It's much of a muchness. It's pre-season. The team that goes out will, it'll be a totally different level of performance against Manchester United. Believe me on that. But yeah, make sure you join me for a watch along of the Villarreal game. We're now going to get straight into the transfer news. Late yesterday evening, it was reported by the YEP that it's been reported that Okay Yokuslu is back in the Leeds United radar. We're back after the Turkish midfielder, who of course spent time on loan at West Brom. Just because he was at West Brom, by the way, on loan, doesn't mean he's a bad player. I see this a lot. I've seen that in the comments when we were talking about Lewis O'Brien. How can he be a good player if he got in a team that was nearly relegated? How many times have we had great footballers at our football club, but the team's been poor? Just because the team is doing poor doesn't mean that the individuals within that setup are not good footballers. And Okay Yokuslu had a great 6 months at West Brom. So he's been linked again. Look, for me, I said on yesterday's episode, it's not if, but it's when we sign Lewis O'Brien. Maybe I was wrong. We know that when I mentioned we'd had a bid accepted, it turns out it was rejected. Not always right. But it looks like Okay Yokuslu maybe back in the frame, and he's reportedly valued at just 7.5 million euros, guys, which is not a lot of money. Apparently, Watford and Wolves are both interested in the Turkish midfielder as well. But we know that Victor Orta is a big fan of Okay Yokuslu's. Bielsa will have signed off on him. We know, Orta spoke about it in the past, saying he believes the politics behind the move could cause a few issues. But for me, it wouldn't. And I think a lot of Leeds fans, 95% of the fan base, would agree with that as well. So we'll have to wait and see on Okay Yokuslu and see whether or not he is the man. Another one, as I say, that's been linked recently. I'm not sure if it's 100% credible. I'm not sure if he's actually on the list. But of course, Glenn Kamara of Rangers. But according to The Athletic, he is close to signing a new contract with reigning SPL champions Rangers. So even if the links to Glenn Kamara were true and they had depth and weight, it looks like he's dead against that stuff and he's going to sign a new contract with Rangers. We're also told as well, Matheus Cunha could be sold. Apparently, Hertha Berlin want to sign Lyon winger Maxwell Cornet, and he is their top target. Of course, Leeds United were linked with Maxwell Cornet for a long period of time until we signed, of course, Junior Firpo. We were looking at Maxwell Cornet in the left-back position, but it turns out that Hertha Berlin may already be looking for a replacement for Matheus Cunha and have made Maxwell Cornet their number one target. Apparently, an offer of 25.5 million would be enough to prize the 22-year-old away from Berlin if Matthias Cunha was believed to be up for sale. Maybe that's within our ballpark. I'm not sure, but I think Matthias Cunha's wage demands are pricing Leeds United out of a move. Just a big update on Noah Lang as well. I told you that Club Brugge were looking to bring in Alex Collado from Barcelona, and it looked like maybe they were making provisions for Noah Lang moving on. Noah Lang has made it clear that he wants to move on. He would like to move on. He's spoken to teammates that have come out and said as such. He wants a new experience. So they're looking for a new winger, and we believe that Alex Collado was joining them. However, the move is now over. Club Brugge wanted a purchase option like they did with Noah Lang, but neither Barcelona or Collado want that. Both refused it. So Barcelona obviously losing Messi. Maybe Collado's the next Messi. I'm not too sure about that. But yeah, Collado also didn't want the move, alone with a view to a permanent. He obviously wants to see his career back at Barcelona. So he was still training with them this morning. So it looks like that deal could be off. Another surprising one again. I don't believe Leeds United are after a forward, but it's been reported that Leeds are set to make an offer for CSKA Moscow forward Adolfo Gaich. The 22-year-old joined the Russian Giants from Argentinian side San Lorenzo last year, but struggled to find his feet in Moscow. He made a loan switch to Italy, Benevento, in January. However, they were relegated back to Serie B. He couldn't prevent that. Doesn't make him a bad player, by the way. Let's just say that. I don't know much about him, but I just want to caveat that. I see it a lot. Just because someone plays in a poor side does not automatically mean that they are a poor player. Apparently, he's on the radar of Leeds United. He favours a move back to Italy. Obviously, not to Serie B, but maybe another Serie A side. But look, for me, it seems way out of our reach. The figures that's been mentioned in the article is 25.6 million. This is a release clause. Whether or not he would go for that, I'm not too sure. But I just don't see Leeds United in the window for a striker. Just don't see it happening. I think Bielsa and the club believe they've got enough there with Bamford, with Rodrigo, with Tyler Roberts. Whether you agree with that as a fan, I see some comments saying we need another forward. I think we don't. For me, it is centre midfield, and I would like another winger to come in to supplement Rafinha and Harrison, because underneath them, it's just not up to it for me. But yeah, look, Adolfo Gaich, first time I've seen him linked, and it's out there, it's in the ether, but I just don't see Leeds United being in the hunt for a striker. We're now going to speak about Dan James, okay? It's a really big update, this. I don't know if some of you might have seen this on social media. I was sent it by Locks, Leicester fan. This is doing the rounds, okay? I don't know if you can see this. This is an Instagram DM, I believe, between Dan James and another individual that has been shared. If you can't quite make it out, I will read through it. So they're having a chat, and then Dan James is asked the question, how's it going with Zach and Leicester, or have you not gotten any further yet? Look, I'm assuming Zach might be his agent. Who knows who Zach is? This might not even be true, but it's out there. And Dan James responds with, ask him. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that he's doing his best to get it done. End of next week, he said, bro. Then he responds, for real? Yeah, it's going to change my life. So it looks like Dan James is set for a move to Leicester City, which would then we could then be rid of the Dan James link. Look, I would like him at Leeds United. I think he would be great under Bielsa and would improve. And he'd probably do the same under Brendan Rodgers. And he would do great in that Leicester City side as well. But at least if he does move on to Leicester, then we can say, right, Dan James saga is over. The Dan James saga is over, because as long as he's at Manchester United, he will always be linked. Until he either comes to Leeds United or he moves to another club, we will always be linked with Dan James. But it looks like that saga may be over, as it looks, according to that Twitter DM or Instagram DM, that Dan James favours and wants to move to Leicester City. So we'll have to see if by next week that is, of course, done. That's all your transfer updates. We're now going to move on to, of course, the arch enemy, the old enemy, Manchester United. We play them now in just 7 days' time. I, for one, cannot wait. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come out and started to stoke the fire a bit. He's come out and said Leeds United have an advantage. going into the Man United game, as we have less international footballers. So therefore, they won't be able to blood certain individuals, or they won't be as fit as this Leeds United side. Regardless of if, these players would have been back months ago, they still won't be as fit as this Leeds United side. I'm just going to say that, Ollie, or any Manchester United fans that happen to be watching this, because we are the fittest team in the land. I heard something earlier about Southampton and how, Haas and Hoot will get some at peak fitness and they'll start well and they'll be the fittest. They're not the fittest. Leeds United are the fittest. So it doesn't matter when you get your players back, Ollie. And let's just be honest as well. I put that down more to mismanagement from Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because Calvin Phillips has been back at Leeds United just the other week. I mean, he played more football than Jadon Sancho, and he's already back. Sancho's not even at the club yet. Whose fault's that, Ollie? Whose fault's that? Because it ain't Leeds United, it's yourselves, son. Do you know what I mean? And Ollie's saying that we have this advantage over them. Let me just quote you that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has spent £114 million this window on Rafael Varane and Jadon Sancho, among others. So let's not say we have an advantage when you're splashing out £114 million on two fantastic players. He did go on to reveal that new signings Varane and Jadon Sancho would not be likely to start against Leeds next Saturday, which is music to my ears, if I'm being honest, because neither of them have joined up with the first team squad for pre-season training yet. So it's highly likely they're not going to be there, which is good for me, because Jadon Sancho would put the squits up me, if I'm being totally honest. I believe Junior Firpo will probably pocket him, to be fair. It is what it is. And Varane's an exceptional centre-back as well. He's much better than Victor Lindelof, isn't he? But I just want to say, all he's saying that we have an advantage. Hang on a minute, fella. Calvin Phillips has been back and will play in the opening game, and he played more football in the Euros than both of them individuals. So you know what I mean? Whose fault is that, Ollie? And now just to finish up, guys, any other news section. So remember I spoke to you yesterday. I've seen a lot of comments about it, about these fan tokens, this cryptocurrency BS stuff that Leeds United and this company JUSTJOE are trying to hoodwink, good, honest, working class fans into buying. And really it's just a pyramid sort of scheme. And there's people that are professional traders that are just waiting for you to put your money in, and then they'll remove theirs, so all yours drops, and you'll be in a deficit as opposed to a profit. Well, the Leeds United Supporters Trust did do a statement. I am going to put the link to that in the comments. They said fan tokens have been vehemently rejected by fan groups in this country, with the FSA, which is the Football Supporters Association, and trusts at West Ham and Arsenal strongly opposing the concept. We spoke to Corey on Before the Whistle Blows, and he said that West Ham got rid of it. They scrapped it. Hopefully Leeds United will follow suit. The statement went on to say, we add our voice to these other groups in expressing our distrust of these tokens and the implementation of cryptocurrency in football clubs. We welcome further communication and clarification from the football club. So we're still yet to hear from Leeds United on this, so we'll have to wait and see. But I, for one, would like to see it scrapped. The YEP also had an article up, which I will put the link to that in the description as well. The boffins, as it were. I don't know who these boffins are. And this isn't meant in any sort of slang, because I love the lads. Maybe it was the All Stats Aren't We lads. I would class them as boffins. They know I love them, though. And they've apparently the boffins, whoever these guys are, have ran the numbers by looking at each Premier League club's most realistic outcome this term and the odds of them achieving it based on last season's numbers, XG, all that stuff. I'm assuming, as I say, I'm not a boffin. I don't know what it is, But they have predicted that Leeds United will finish 9th. And to be honest, I don't think we'll be that far away from it. I know a lot of Leeds fans want Europe. I just think the way the transfer window's unfolded a little bit as well, that maybe, a similar sort of position as last season would be great. It would be great. I don't believe in second season syndrome. You guys know that. It's all BS. But I think, to finish top 10 again would be another huge season. So 9th would be fine for me. And then just to finish as well, guys, Leeds United's trip to Norwich City has been chosen in the latest round of Premier League TV selections. It was initially scheduled for Saturday, 30th of October, but will now kick off at 2 p.m. on the following day to accommodate the Sky cameras. So it will now be on Sunday, the 31st of October at 2 p.m. So it'll be one of the Super Sunday games, Leeds versus Norwich. So just get that in your calendars. Thank you, as always, for watching the Daily Leeds, guys. I hope you like the new setup. I love doing it in this, whatever this is, this new studio, if you like. I'll be doing something similar with the watch-alongs as well. So I hope you enjoy it. And I just want to say thanks to the guy that helped me out with this as well, JRoh on Twitter. He is actually a YouTuber and a Twitch content creator himself. I'm going to put the link to his Twitter in the description as well. He's helped me out by putting this together. And of course, Matt Hayes as well of the Tottenham blog, who put me in touch with him as well. So thank you so much for sorting that out for me, lads. I hope it improves the content and you guys, like it. Remember, get subscribed, hit the notification bell, because I will be doing a live stream at 3 o'clock with some fellow Leeds fans that you'll know all about. Just have a chat about everything Leeds United and get other people's opinions. And I'll be back live as well in the evening for the final pre-season game as Leeds take on Villarreal. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, get the notification bell smashed. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you hopefully a little bit later on. And yeah, I'll leave it there. Peace out now. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.